Hey, how's it going? Vladimir Donis here. Well, you already know that. I don't have to say that. But I wanted to jump online to talk about overcoming objections. Do you want to overcome your prospects' objections? Duh, that's the obvious answer. The obvious answer is, of course, yes, specifically. Don't we all wish that, hey, the minute that we presented our products or our services to prospects, that they didn't have any objections whatsoever, that they just willingly bought? What a world this would be. It just wouldn't be the same, and of course that's just not our reality. So some of the objections, though, specifically, I'm going to be using some postcards doing this little mini live presentation. Um, some of the objections, though, some of them are silent. Let me make sure you can see this. So you have objections, and then you have objections that are silent. The silent ones are essentially some of the worst ones because you have no idea what your prospect's thinking, and you have no idea how to overcome the objection. Which makes things just that much more difficult. For me, at one point, I was offering. So at one point, what I did is that there's various groups. This had to be maybe about a year and a half ago. There's a lot of different business groups. There's a lot of different groups out there, and one of those groups allowed you to kind of just advertise and promote your thing, once a week. So during that time, what I did is I promoted what I thought was like the best thing since sliced bread. And I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread because of what it had done for me specifically. So this was an opportunity for people to get a free website. It was a free WordPress website. So I sent out the notification, or I sent out the Facebook message to the group. I think the group had a couple of thousand people in that group. And I say, hey, do you want a free website? And I had to have had, maybe about 200 people respond to the Facebook thread to say, yes, I want the free website. Yes, I want the free website. So I asked them if they want the free website. I asked them to respond back to the thread in the comment. They responded back. After they responded back, my next step in the process, so to speak, was for me to start a dialogue with them via DM. So then what I did is that, I had about 200 people out of the group of individuals respond to say, yes, they want the free website. And then the next step was for me to send them the link so that way they can go get the website and we can kind of just continue the dialogue that way. And of the 200 people that said that they wanted the website, I think maybe about 3 of them moved forward with the next step. And I was just baffled. I was like, this is crazy. How is it that you not want a free website? That's like the best thing since sliced bread. And I remember what that free website had done for me specifically, because specifically what it had done for me is that I had paid a ton of money, a whole lot of money to get a website built that was custom built. So you had a custom built website that whenever it required any changes, whenever it requires any update, any type of modification whatsoever, I had to hire a programmer. So because I had to hire a programmer, it wasn't flexible for me. It required so much things for me to do. So when I found that opportunity myself to be able to get a free website, I thought to myself, hey, man, that's like the best thing ever. So I started to use the opportunity myself. And what the free website does, it allowed you, it walked you through step by step how to create a website from start to finish. I had been searching for something like that for a very, very long time. And when I found that thing, it saved me so much time. It saved me so much money. So I thought to myself, man, other business owners, other people who are looking to start a business, other people who are looking to kind of just get going, this will help them so much. So I really couldn't believe why people just wouldn't take me up on the offer. So, to say the least, that didn't, the conversion didn't convert the way that it should have converted, because I'm thinking to myself, man, it should have converted, a lot more, and it didn't. It didn't convert at all, and I just couldn't understand why it didn't. So I kind of just left that opportunity alone. I stopped promoting that opportunity, and I just moved on, to other things. So as I moved on to other things, I continue my journey, so to speak, my journey in terms of trying to learn as much about marketing as possible, about marketing and about sales. And then I came across this specific product right here. This is the perfect webinar script. Some of you guys may have heard of it. Some of you guys may be familiar with it. But this perfect webinar script is from is from a marketer by the name of Russell Brunson. So this is not my specific product, but this is this is Russell Brunson's perfect webinar strip. So I came across this specific product, and I went through the training, I went through the program, and I thought to myself, hey, I'm not doing a webinar. I'm looking to, at that time, I was looking to kind of do more one-on-one type sales, one-on-one type type marketing. So at first, I dismissed this whole concept and this whole process because I thought to myself, I am not doing a webinar, so it's not going to work for me. So I continued on my journey, and then at one point, I was working with a client who's in the immigration space. So this individual provided services for people who were looking for immigration services. And I started some consultation with this specific individual, and this individual was essentially, he was having the same issue in terms of trying to increase his conversion with the people that he came in contact with. So he was getting leads, but the issue was conversion. So then I started to kind of just think to myself, okay, I went through this specific training here, right? He wasn't trying to do a webinar. I wasn't trying to do a webinar, but are there components, are there things from this specific training or from this specific strip that I can pull to help him to increase his conversion? And when your back is against the wall, so to speak, and you're trying to find ways for things to work, and what it does is it forces you to be a little bit more creative. And for me, I had a very short time frame to come up with the marketing campaign for this specific individual. So then I had to kind of just go back into my memory bank, think about all of the marketing stuff that I had been exposed to, marketing training, and or some of the things that I had seen online, and say, hey, are there elements from certain things that I can pull to make things work for this specific client? And guess what? Out of this specific training right here, from this specific strip, there were specific elements that I was able to pull specifically from this specific secret right here, from secret number 1, that I was able to pull, and I was able to make work for his specific marketing campaign. And once again, what we needed to do at that specific time is we needed to overcome objections. And I was able to pull a specific element from that specific campaign, for his specific campaign, from this training that I did maybe like a year earlier. I pulled a specific element out of it. We did the training, and guess what? Conversions. He got conversions. So it worked. So then I thought to myself, okay, so even though I'm not doing webinars, even though this is called the perfect webinar strip, but you can use this. I was able to use this in other marketing elements, because you know why? This is based on this has a lot of persuasion-based elements built in, and a lot of marketing juice just really built in. So then, I went back to a physical product as well, and say, you know what? Hey, I was working with someone that came to my meetup, and this person was selling a physical product. So this person was e-commerce, site owner, was selling a physical product. And I thought to myself, okay, so it worked for a service-based business. Let me see if it's going to work for a physical product. Are there things that I can pull from here, going back to the drawing board, because they have worked for me so well? Are there things that I can pull from here to make it work from this specific strip right here? And I went back, and guess what? There were some elements in there that could work for that physical product as well. And at that point, I was like, okay, so, I'm sold. So this stuff does indeed work. And I think Russell Brunson makes reference to that as well, and say that this works for whatever it is that you are selling, whatever it is that you're looking to promote. But a lot of times, people don't believe it. I didn't believe it at first. I'm thinking to myself, okay, this was for a webinar. I guess at some point I wanted to do a webinar, hence why I purchased the product. This is free, by the way. This is free, and I included the link in there. But the very first time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I am not doing a webinar, so this is not going to work for me. But when you go in and you look a little bit deeper, and you see that there's certain elements that you can pull from this that can work for whatever it is that you can sell, that you're selling, I should say. You end up making you end up kind of just believing it a little bit more. So why am I such a huge fan of the perfect webinar strip? Is because I have found ways to pull different things from this, regardless of what it is that you're selling. I've been able to pull different elements to make things work, right? And I use this for just about everything I do in marketing these days in ways that other people may not necessarily know how to use. And that's because I went back and my back was against the wall and I was forced to come up with a campaign in a very, very short period of time. And this was the thing that stood out to me. And this was the thing that I went back to make a marketing campaign work. So what I want to do specifically is I am going to be starting the class. I'm going to be starting a marketing program. And inside of that marketing program, one of the things that I will be focusing on is I will be focusing on some of the elements inside of the perfect webinar strip. I am an affiliate for this specific product. I believe in this specific product because of some of the things that it has done for me and some of the things that it can do for you as well, regardless of whatever it is that you're selling. So what I want you to do was what I'm offering you to do is I'm offering you to go to my link. Yes, this is my affiliate link. So I'm not hiding that at all. This is my affiliate link. If you click on this affiliate link, what it's going to do is going to take you to the perfect webinar strip. It's going to take you to Russell Brunson's page, and you're going to be able to get this same strip mailed to you for free. You just have to pay shipping and handling. All right. So why do I want you to do that? Why is that important that you do that? It's important that you do that if you want to learn proven marketing and proven sales that I have been able to implement regardless of whatever it is that you sell. When you go to his website, when he starts to talk about it, he's going to talk about it from a webinar standpoint. Yes, we know that this perfect webinar strip works for webinars, but it works for other products as well. And I know precisely what elements to pull out of it to make it work for other products as well. So what I'm encouraging you to do is I'm encouraging you to use my link. Right after you use my link, you're going to go ahead and buy this product. It's free, but I guess he charges you shipping and handling, which is a couple of bucks, about $7 or $8, which is a lot of value, especially when you know how to use this. Right before I knew how to use this, it didn't mean anything to me. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it didn't work. It didn't mean anything to me. But once I knew how to use it, and now that I use this thing for everything that I do now, including podcast shows and a whole bunch of other stuff, I mean, I would easily pay $1,000 for this because of the value that it now has, has for me. So I am extending that to, to you guys for multiple reasons. Reason number one is that if you have this, then you'll be able to kind of just make reference to, you'll be able to kind of just refer back to it when I talk about this going forward. And then reason number two, in another week or so, I am coming up with a marketing training and a marketing program that I'm going to invite every single one of you that's in this group. I'm going to invite you to join the marketing training and the marketing program as an affiliate. If you purchase this through my link, what I want you to do is after you purchase it through my link, I want you to, take a screenshot of the receipt and send me a message via Facebook, letting me know that you've purchased it. And I will personally invite you to the training that we're going to be having that's going to allow us to go a lot more deeper into this type of stuff and show you how it can work for your business. Because when you first come across a specific product, when you go to his page, when you start to kind of just hear and learn about it, you're going to dismiss it just like I have. But then again, once you have someone like me that's been through it and that's gone through the process, that can kind of just show you precisely how it will work for your business, then you'll become a believer, just like I had to become a believer, so to speak. So that's that's my spiel. Regardless of whatever it is that you're selling, if you're selling this physical product, the first step is usually, think about this. The very first time you present your thing, I don't care if you're selling makeup, if you're selling a physical product, if you're selling services, people are going to have a knee-jerk reaction, right? This thing here that I'm trying to sell you, you probably have some type of a knee-jerk reaction. People are going to have some type of an objection, and sometimes it's obvious, and sometimes it's not visible, right? So because you know that going in, you know that people are going to have objections going in, you want to build your marketing to be able to overcome those objections from the very start. So they're going to have objections about your product or whatever it is, product or your services. They're going to have the objection. We know that going in. So if you know that going in, you need to craft marketing to try and support whatever objection that they're going to have. The other objection that they're going to have is they're going to have objections about their ability to be successful using the product. I had that same objection. Hey, this stuff won't work for me. And then the third objection they'll have is they'll have an objection around other things outside of them, like traffic and other resources outside of them. So because you know that, regardless if you're creating a webinar or not, there's ways that you can kind of just structure your marketing built in. You can have that stuff built in to overcome those specific objections. So that's the seed that I want to plant in you today. And the first step, so if you're serious about this, the first step that you need to take is you need to go, using the link that I provided you need to go ahead and get that free webinar strip mailed to you. He's going to upsell you. He's a marketer. He's going to try to upsell you other things inside of his funnel, but you don't have to take those other things inside of this funnel, because I am going to be doing the training that's going to be talking about this stuff and other things and how it relates to how it relates to other products and services, and how I've been able to use it for just about everything that I do now, whether it be podcasts and Facebook Lives. Pretty much everything that I do from a content standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, there's elements that I pull out of this to kind of just make it work. So I've become a believer. Hence why I am talking about this specific product right now. So hey, that's what I wanted to come online and talk about. If you find value in this specific live, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. That's my time. Thank you for listening. Go ahead and get your free perfect webinar strip. Get a screenshot of the receipt. Send me a message via Facebook, personal message, to let me know that you've gotten it, and then I can go ahead and send you the link for the free trainings, and then that way we can set you up for I will present you the free training, and then we'll talk about that free training. We'll talk about the program and what it takes to get inside of the program that I'm going to be starting here very, very soon. All right. Hey, happy Saturday. Have a good evening. That's my time. I'm out of here. Cheers.